Well, I hope everybody had a great weekend. The warm weather continuing for us over the weekend, and it will spill into the new week here. But by the end of the week, and maybe by the weekend, we'll see a few changes here. I'm meteorologist Josh Marces, and this is your Monday morning forecast update. The warm weather will continue for us today. Humidity is low, so the mornings will still feel great this week, but the afternoons will stay about almost 10 degrees above average through the end of the week, as we'll kind of stay in that usual range, anywhere from the mid 80s to the low 90s here throughout the week. And we do have a front on the way this weekend. By the end of the week, a lot of areas will be going on about 3 weeks without rainfall, and it looks like some scattered showers and storms could return over the weekend, and we'll have to be on alert, especially on Saturday, for the potential to see maybe a few strong storms as we kick off our secondary severe weather season in the fall months here. We'll get to that in just a moment. That's going to be a few days away here. We'll get those morning temperatures in the 50s and 60s for most of the week. That means the humidity is running low. We'll enjoy that low humidity for most of the week here as well. But with that dry air in place, you get the cool mornings, very warm afternoons. So we will top out in the upper 80s in Shreveport today. The record high is 98. We actually set that last year, so there is a precedent for this unseasonably warm weather in October here. The past few years we've seen fall just set up later and later, it seems like, and that will be true for us again in 2025. There's a look at your temperatures in the mid to upper 80s this afternoon. I would expect very little change to the temperatures morning and afternoon as we continue through the week here. Now, there is a front just to the north of us here. It's a stationary front. We are on the warm side of the front here, and the rain that you see is going to be pushing to the northeast today, so that will stay away from us, but we could see partly cloudy skies just for the very northern edge of the Arcaltex today. The rest of you will see those mostly sunny conditions to take us through the afternoon here, and just too dry. Even if any of that rain gets close to us, it would likely dry up or evaporate before it has a chance to reach the ground here, and should be just light wind throughout the day today. We have this ridge of high pressure. You can kind of clearly see that, and this is the 500 millibar map, or basically where we get the steering currents in our atmosphere, and there's the tightly packed lines. That means that jet stream is all the way to the north here. That will scoop up the rainfall and keep it north of us for most of the week, and you can see this ridge of high pressure. You get a lot of sinking air, and you get those dry conditions under the ridge here, so that's why we'll likely be dry through the end of the week, and pretty warm as well. We may have a few days in the low 90s through the middle of the week here, but you'll notice the ridge goes away late this week, and over the weekend, that's a cold front that's going to dip in here, likely at some point Saturday into Saturday night. You can see that trough of low pressure here. That's the winds kind of shifting with direction and height, gives us some of that wind shear that we need for that severe weather threat. So the ingredients look like they will be there. Whether or not they completely line up is still in question. If you think about driving down the highway, you see a car in the distance, and as that car gets closer and closer, you can pick up some of the finer details. Same thing with the severe weather. This car is far away at this point, but as we go through the week, it will get a little clearer to us as far as the picture for severe weather. But I do want everybody just to kind of keep Saturday in the back of your mind. It looks like that would be the window there to see maybe some strong to severe storms. In the Storm Prediction Center, they do have us in that level 2 slight risk outlook, and you really don't see that this time of the year 5 to 6 days out, so that means their confidence is pretty high at this point in seeing some kind of maybe severe weather over the weekend. So again, we know this outlook will probably shift somewhat, and it may change. It may push a little closer to Sunday. It may push earlier on Saturday, so I just urge you to keep that in the back of your mind if you're thinking about some weekend plans here. Just make sure you're checking back with the forecast throughout the week. That will be our one shot of rain. Again, by the end of the week here, most of us will be in a 20-day period here without any rainfall, so we could use the rain at this point. It looks to be a pretty quick shot of rain and storms, so at this point doesn't look like we'll see any significant rainfall there, but we'll keep you posted throughout the week with our standard fronts that come through. You can see maybe half an inch to an inch of rain, and looks like that may be possible with the front over the weekend, and your overnight lows will stay comfortable in the 60s, daytime highs in the 80s, and that front may drop us a few degrees, perhaps into the low to mid 80s by the end of the weekend.